In this world, even more monsters can't break through such tight defenses, until the sky finally showed a glimmer of dawn. Those hollow folks had already retreated back to the canyon, but Levi didn't let his guard down until Enya carefully attended to his wounds, and then he just burst into laughter. This was probably the most thrilling and meaningful mission he's ever done. After the intense battle, they immediately got to fixing the damaged fortification. Who would have thought that while Levi was swapping out the exploded anti-gravity grenades, a strangely shaped drone would slowly rise from the just as the drone was about to trigger the air raid alarm, all the surrounding machine guns just decided to take. Then the drone sped out of the canyon. Bizarre. Levi shrugged at Enya, equally clueless. Fortunately, nothing untoward happened, and they quietly spent the next few months, even playing chess remotely amid snow during their shifts. But, seriously, Levi's chess skills were like something from outer space. Every wrong move earned a reminder from Enya was she testing her patience. On Christmas, they picked up their pots and pans and went for a remote practice match. If it weren't for the fact that merely 1/3 of the movie had passed, I might have mistakenly believed I had wandered into the wrong venue. However, surprisingly, on this particular day, Patrol Officer Levi unexpectedly failed to catch sight of Enya. Little did she know it was February 14th. Enya's dad had made a pact with her. He once said if his daughter faced danger on missions, she should kill herself on Valentine's Day. If all went well, Daddy Enya would depart today. When Levi returned to the base in the evening and saw Enya helplessly curled up on the terrace, he sent her a heartwarming message via his sketchpad. When sad, a girl just wants a hug. Enya immediately remarked, "If only you could be here with me right now." Who knew this girl would be the one to invite him over to talk about a bold move? Levi was left utterly dumbfounded and froze on the spot, but there was a deadly abyss several hundred meters wide between them. How on earth could he get to her? But then again, if you don't try, you'll never know. When he saw the messages left by predecessors on the wall, Levi's determination grew stronger. The next day, he headed to the warehouse to launch a rocket. After a quick modification, he wheeled out a bundle of rope. Taylor, up in the watchtower, saw Levi up to something until she spotted him operating a rocket launcher with rope attached. She instantly understood his plan. Levi pulled the trigger, and the rocket, with the rope, soared through the air, landing perfectly on the other side. Looking through the binoculars at the other side, she saw Levi holding up a sign that read, "Can we have dinner together tonight?" Taylor took a deep breath, her heart racing. Levi tidied his messy beard and casually picked some wildflowers. He slung a simple backpack over his shoulder and stepped up to the rope, fastening it securely before sprinting toward the other side, ready to slide over to Taylor. However, the canyon was too wide. He stopped midway. Suddenly, eerie howls echoed from its depths. Levi had no choice but to hold on tight to the rope and finally made it across. Taylor ran over joyfully, and the two sat together on the watchtower, chatting casually with drinks in hand. Levi brought up a funny topic. "Hey, did you know I sit over there every day? Will you show me your face?" He hastily explained he was pondering the nature of hollow beings, but Taylor bluntly said, "Stop pretending, hug first, then chat." The two cozily laid back on the sofa, gazing at the starry sky, and Taylor told Levi she missed her dad, because he had promised to end his life on Valentine's Day, and if she really missed him, she could just look at Orion. He said he would turn into the brightest star in Orion, forever by her side. After they expressed their feelings, it was time for Levi to head back. He noticed the rope was positioned high enough he didn't even need to run to slide back, but as he slid midway across, disaster struck. The hollow creatures below triggered the lock on the tooth wall. With the thunderous crash, Levi immediately felt something was about to go terribly wrong. Taylor, without a second thought, dashed back into her room, grabbed a parachute, and jumped into the canyon with no hesitation, quickly deploying the chute. He found the mist shifting from white to yellow. Taylor fell into the river, sliced the parachute cords in panic, and climbed up the riverbank using branches. Meanwhile, Levi was hanging upside down from a tree, totally out cold. In his daze, he sensed something near. Opening his eyes, he saw a giant bug above. The bug resembled an enormous caterpillar. He quickly fought it off, then cut the rope and landed. However, upon landing, he crushed an odd object and found himself glued when trying to rise. To make matters worse, sharp white objects suddenly emerged around him, slowly closing in, looking like menacing fangs ready to attack. He shattered the fangs with his weapon and freed Levi. They decided to head through the mist to the east wall for the escape route. But as they took just a few steps, the atmosphere shifted into something eerie. They went on high alert as they noticed something moving rapidly in the fog. Suddenly, a horseman burst out from the fog. Taylor got knocked over by a galloping horse, while Levi was sent flying by another. As Levi stood up, he noticed that the rider resembled a tree creature, sporting a long knife at his waist. Just as Taylor was about to change positions, another hollow rider caught up, leaping off his horse and tackling him to the ground. But Taylor quickly turned the tables, subduing the hollow man and finishing him off with his rifle. Meanwhile, another hollow soldier still grappled with Levi, but Levi seized the opportunity, first shooting the hollow horse, then finishing the one on the ground. Unfortunately, the knife-wielding hollow managed to escape during the chaos. As the duo reunited, looking at the skeletal hollow beings, "Looks like they're really hungry, want to have us for dinner." But as he bent down to check, he noticed something even more disturbing. These hollows were all dressed in 19 Forces military uniforms. As Gold said, the 2,500-man squad wiping out Hollows perished. They should turn to bones, yet uniforms remained. As they moved on, the sights grew more horrifying. The trees had turned into twisted skeletons.